In this session, we'll be looking at how do you get started as a facilitator. First is audience and specialization. How do you select your audience? Second, stakeholder mapping. And third, how do you align with causes? The first thing is, as a facilitator or someone who wants to go into facilitation, you have to first identify your audience. Which audience are you going to be serving? Do you know your audience? Do you want to serve corporate clients or individuals? Or do you want to work in an institution? Do you want to be part of an organization? What kind of audience do you want to create content for? Because when you're facilitating, you also have to go with some content. Though you may get a briefing from your clients or the sponsors, or even you as an individual, you may decide, I'd like to do something, but who do you do it for? So it's very important to know the audience you can cater for. Who are you curating for? What do they want? So if you are selecting an audience, you have to know what you know. Remember what I told you before, that look, you know something. So let's use an example. If, for instance, you are a finance expert and you've worked in the banking industry all your working life, or maybe in the past 20 years, you've been in the banking industry, you specialize in operations, and you've noticed that a lot of people do not pay proper attention to record keeping, to their financial statements, or they don't know how to structure their financial transactions meaningfully. So you can ask yourself, can I facilitate sessions that talk about finances? So the question now becomes, what kind of finances? Is it for a corporate audience? Is it for growing business? Is it for small businesses? Or are you going to be a subject matter expert in an institution? You have to know which audience you want to cater for. Now, just because you worked in a financial institution does not mean you know everything about finance and banking or accounting. You must choose an area of specialization and define who your audience is. So when you look at all these options, immediately you know that it will be difficult for you to serve everybody all at once. So you could decide that, you know what, my audience will be business owners who attend courses in institutions, either in business schools or enterprise development centers or accelerators or incubators. You have defined your audience. So you want to start by working with institutions. So those are the category of people you want to curate for. You learn how to speak to them. You look and research their pain points. You curate your content to target them. For me, I decided that I wanted to work with entrepreneurs, because as an entrepreneur, I had made so many mistakes. So, as a facilitator, it is very important for you to know who is your audience, who are you curating for, and what do they want. It's very, very important that you specialize. You cannot serve everybody. So it is important, once you've decided the audience you want to serve, the next thing to address is, who are your stakeholders? Your stakeholders are people who affect your activities, people who affect your facilitation journey, right? Do you know them? Do they know you? Do they know where to find you? And how are you connecting with them? Let me elaborate on this a bit. So your stakeholders could be institution owners, it could be decision makers, it could be organizers of conferences, it could be organizations that require the services that you want to offer as a specialist. I always advise people, start as a specialist. If you're a facilitator, be known for something. Be known for something. So it's important for you to know who are your stakeholders, your potential customers, institutions, those who are willing to work with you, and those who can influence the work you do, and those who will be influenced or who could be influenced by the work you do. It is very, very important to know who your stakeholders are. And then which cause are you aligned to? You know, one of the major causes that you could be aligned to are the Sustainable Development Goals. And if you're aligned to one or two of them, it also helps you in terms of positioning and growing as a facilitator. So which cause are you aligned to? For us at Scientia Partners, we are aligned to SDG goal number 8, the goal that says creating decent work and economic growth. That's why we are big on knowledge, and we specialize in particular areas: agribusiness, circularity, and the creative industries, because we can't serve everybody. So first, know your audience, who do you want to serve, know your stakeholders, and align with the cause. I would see you in the next session, where we'll talk about your reflection exercise. So we talked about self-awareness, audience and specialization, and then also identifying your stakeholders and the causes that you would align to. Let's have a reflection exercise. Practice self-awareness and audience selection. I would like you to first reflect on your strengths and experience. Look at all the industries you've worked in. Could you possibly facilitate in all the industries? My answer to you will be no. So, again, ask yourself, what do I love? Which industry do I enjoy working on most? And which industry can give me good value for my time, resources, and investments as a facilitator? Reflect on it so that it can help you define your expertise and align it to a possible audience that will give you high value. Because there's no point being a facilitator in an area where you cannot make impact, you cannot get good value, and you would not be recognized for your expertise. So it's very important for you to reflect on your strengths and experience. Think of what you love and would love to share with others, and then define your expertise and the possible audience that you want to share with. Write this down and look at it so that as we continue for the rest of this session, you can align your thoughts and develop your facilitation career or expertise based on those lines. Have a time reflecting, and let's see in the next session.